The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr Speaker.
I call the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe. Tēnā koutou Maniapoto. Kua tai mai nei ki te kawea tēnei kaupapa. He tīnāku tēnei rau. Hei tutuki ki a koutou nei wawata. Tēnei anō I whakahokia mai era o ngā kupu kōrero I waihotia I ngā tiunu. Ko Waipa te toto o te tangata, ko Waipa te toto o te whenua. Ko ia hoki he wai manawa whenua. Ko Waipa tētihi o ngā taonga o Maniapoto whānui. It gives me great pleasure, Mr Speaker, to join in the comments in regards to this bill for ngā wai o Maniapoto. And I want to acknowledge the many people who have contributed to the compilation of histories, to the working group, the technical working group, who have put a lot of the effort into preparing this particular claim, to the Maniapoto Trust Board and to the negotiating team, Tifa Bell, John Wee and Will Marg. I particularly want to acknowledge Tifa Bell and your efforts to steward what has been I think the beginnings of a process for a larger comprehensive claim for Maniapoto going forward that has not been without trial and tribulation. And it's important to note for members of the House today that this particular bill is a step towards a comprehensive treaty settlement for Maniapoto. It is my sincere hope, Minister, that within this term the opportunity for Maniapoto to continue its path to seek the full restoration of its treaty settlement claims in its rohe can be achieved, because there is goodwill there. This bill is also an extension on the intent to have a better governance and management regime for the whole of the Waipa River, including the upper catchment, as a part of another settlement well known to this House, which is the Waikato River settlement. I said in contributions before that you cannot have a clean Waikato River with a dirty Waipa, so it is absolutely the aspiration of this House, I'm sure, on both sides, to work with Maniapoto and Waikato and the other iwi to achieve a common intent, which is clean rivers. I want to acknowledge the Honourable John Lixon, who's here today representing the Waikato River Authority and is co-chairing that body with Tuku Morgan. As a result of this settlement, Maniapoto will take not only take its place on the River Authority, which it already has, but strengthen its advocacy in terms of how the whole of the Waipa River can be treated in terms of the governance and co-management challenges going forward. I want to acknowledge the Minister who, in the beginnings of your speech, made reference to a rich and diverse history and recollection of what the Waipa means and the essence and mauri of the Waipa River. And really what you outlined, Minister, was the rich tapestry of kōrero that contributes and is preceding the deed of settlement for Maniapoto. A number of kōrero, rich kōrero, has been captured in the deed of settlement. So thank you for doing that. Because you outlined that for Maniapoto, the Waipa River is so much more. This is a settlement indeed, but the river itself and the aim to clean up the river comes with a number of inherent, intrinsic values that give life to who Maniapoto are, how they want to protect this particular river, but also how they want to assert ongoing care and responsibility for this waterway. So thank you again. I look to the statements of significance really as a matter of refreshing my own memory, and I was heartened and delighted to read a recollection of one of the kaumātua there, George Sarank, when he retold some of his recollections about the Waipa when he was a child. And he said something like this: during the Second World War in rationing, we used the awa whakai as often as we could. Ngā te unu, ngā te ngā wairo's significant tuna pā structure can be viewed if the river level drops during a dry spell in the Sawa. The 1958 flood changed all that. And it kind of reminded me, throughout the process of hearing submissions, we on the Select Committee had the good fortune to hear a number of really nice reflections of local history that you wouldn't get anywhere else except through that process. And I want to thank everybody who participated in the Select Committee process and told your stories. I want to ensure that none of that is lost through this settlement, and that I certainly hope that for the historical record and for the future benefit of Maniapoto tamariki growing up in their rohe, that the rich tapestry of kōrero that is attached to this particular settlement and the Waipa River and the telling of stories can be shared throughout the schools in the region, because it is just dynamic and rich, and gives a strong sense of identity and pride in cultural heritage for the rohe. Mr. Speaker, in the debates preceding this third reading, I had raised a number of issues that I undertook to follow up on so that I could make progress, I guess, on the concerns that I had raised. Firstly, one of the concerns was on the necessity for Maniapoto and Raukawa to reach their MOU, because through the Select Committee process there was some discussion and debate around the whare puhunga and potential encroachments of interests. Now, I'm absolutely assured that the relationship between Raukawa and Maniapoto are sufficient to work that out. I'm absolutely assured about that. But I had expressed a concern that if there's further delay on the MOU, there could be slippage, and probably more on the Crown side of people change and memories change in terms of how this debate has stewarded itself through. I understand that even though the MOU has not been signed as of yet, there is goodwill to have that completed, and indeed Raukawa are in its negotiations process. But there will be potential for slippage and if there's further delay. And it seems to me, Minister, and it's certainly my hope, that there will be a strong opportunity for that MOU to be completed very shortly. Also, the issue of scoping costs for the clean-up of the upper Waipa River. $10 million has been set aside. It does fall far short of the sum that was identified as a result of the Waikato River Independent Scoping Study, which attributed a significantly larger amount to the clean-up effort. But my understanding is that there will be a review of this amount after a period of time, and I'll put that on the table because it is something that any future government will have to be well aware of in terms of the mammoth task to clean up the Waipa River. So in a sense, it's putting us all on notice that there's probably more to do there on the clean-up side of things. The fact that there will be a review, though, is a positive thing, because I'm mindful that when Waikato submitted during the Select Committee process, they were very clear that their clean-up fund was for the Waikato River and the lower catchment. And this will be something that will need to be worked out, I think, as the Waikato River Authority makes its decisions. I'd like to end my contribution on, I guess, where the Minister was highlighting his kōrero, which is the significance of Waiwaia and how that's reflected in the treaty settlement. And that really is the Waiwaia Accord. And it's really important to ensure that the Accord gives body to the aspirations of Maniapoto in its joint management approaches, and that the relationships required to give life to that, and that will be with particular regards to local government and at a ministry level, that can be achieved in full. It will be an important part of living the intent of this particular settlement, which is a practical, useful way of managing the whole of the Waipa River, but more importantly for Maniapoto, embodying what is really intended, which is protecting the mauri of the Waipa River. I want to congratulate everyone that's been involved in the settlement, the OTS officials, the Select Committee staff who service the Select Committee, but more importantly, I want to thank the negotiators, the kaumātua, everybody from the marae who contributed their rich histories so that today can be realised. And for people who travelled down from home, tēnei e tino mihi atu kia koutou katoa I tēnei wā. Tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou.
Mr. Speaker.
I acknowledge the Honourable Minister